We know you all use tape every day, and you're probably wondering, what more is there to know about tape? Our goal is that you learn at least one thing about tape that you didn't already know. We will talk primarily about paper painting tapes, but we will also review a few cloth and specialty tapes as well. As a starting point, let's talk about tape construction. A roll of paper tape consists of three primary layers: the backing, the adhesive, and an invisible layer that you may not be aware of that allows the tape to unwind easily. This is called the release coat. Now let's talk about backing paper in more detail. Another name for backing paper is the carrier. In simple terms, it carries both the adhesive as well as a release coat. The backing we use for our masking and painting tapes are typically paper made from natural fibers or wood pulp. Generally speaking, the longer the fibers, the smoother the paper, and smoother paper helps deliver sharper paint lines. We primarily use two types of paper. Let's first talk about the most common type of paper. I'm sure you've all seen a party streamer like this. This is crepe paper. Although it's not the exact crepe paper that we use, it illustrates very well its properties. What do you notice about this crepe paper? It has wrinkles. Wrinkles in the paper allow for stretch, conformability, and masking around uneven objects. A disadvantage of crepe paper is that it sometimes can allow paint bleed to occur. There are degrees of crepe, from basic crepe with more wrinkles to fine structured crepe, which will have less wrinkles and appear very smooth. The second type of paper we use is called washi paper. Sometimes it's also referred to as rice paper. This type of paper is a blend of natural and synthetic fibers. It offers pliability and some stretch while maintaining high tensile or strength. It's also visibly thinner than a typical crepe paper. So depending on the intended application of the tape, a paper backing is selected to suit that application. There is a cost correlation with the backing paper as well. A basic masking grade tape will utilize a less expensive crepe paper than a premium grade tape like frog tape. Let's talk about adhesives, the sticky part of the tape. We use two types of adhesives for our painting tapes: rubber-based and acrylic. Because we have an acquired expertise in rubber-based adhesive technology, the majority of our tapes utilize this type of adhesive. Rubber-based adhesives can be natural or synthetic, and they are best known for their quick stick, instant adhesion. They adhere well to low surface energy surfaces such as plastic drop cloths, but tend to have limited resistance to UV light. However, UV inhibitors can be added to the adhesive or to the paper backing to provide that UV protection. Acrylic adhesives are made with synthetic polymers. They tend not to feel as sticky to the touch. However, the adhesion builds over time. They are more resistant to UV light, and they offer a wider temperature application range. In other words, they can perform in lower and higher temperatures than rubber-based adhesives. All that said, you can't judge a tape strictly by touch. A tape that feels less sticky to the touch doesn't mean it won't stick for the intended application. Conversely, a tape that feels really sticky to the touch can also be engineered to remove cleanly. Although there are only 3 basic layers to a tape, there's a lot of science that goes into the making of tape, depending on the application. The backing paper, adhesive, and release coating are all formulated to work in unison for that intended application.